Hey, this is Sam from the BYU Software Training Lab, and in this video, we're going to talk about drawing guides in Procreate. Drawing guides in Procreate can be super helpful, especially in a complicated scene where you're using perspective or something like that. To get to the drawing guides, we click on the little wrench icon in the top left corner. This opens up the Actions tab, and we want to go to the Canvas section. The fourth option down is Drawing Guides. Flip that slider to On, and then click on the new Edit Drawing Guide button below it. This opens up a screen where you can select different drawing guides and customize them from the menu at the bottom of the screen. The first from the left is a classic 2D grid. You can change how it looks at the bottom, or rotate it from the green dot at the top. The center can be moved from the blue dot in the middle. Also, the slider at the top changes the color of the drawing guide lines. Press Done at the top. Be careful to not just change the color to white on accident. Pressing Done brings you back to the canvas. Now, we can still draw wherever we want, but we are not confined to the grid. It's just in the background for reference. In order to make our lines follow the grid, we have to go up to the Layers panel, click on our layer, and in the Layer menu, press Drawing Assist. Now the layer says Assisted, just below the title. Going back to the canvas, now all of our lines perfectly follow the grid, even if I'm drawing diagonal or in circles. This is why drawing guides can be so helpful. Even if you go back to the wrench at the top and turn off drawing guides, which makes it disappear, your layer will still be confined to those directions. Let's look at the other drawing guides. Isometric can be really good for simplistic perspective, or for whatever else you might use it for. You should try all of these so you know how they could be useful to you. Perspective is one of the most used drawing guides. This won't teach you how to use perspective, but it is a great tool for utilizing perspective in your projects. For perspective, you have to tap to create a vanishing point. If you want multiple vanishing points, you can tap again to create 2-point or 3-point perspective. These points can be dragged around and manipulated, and other aspects can be changed in the menu at the bottom. I'm just going to use 1-point perspective for now. Going back to the canvas, as long as your layer is on Drawing Assist, your lines will follow the drawing guide. This makes drawing in perspective much easier. The last drawing guide is Symmetry. This is pretty self-explanatory, but whatever you draw on one side of the line will be copied on the other side of the line in perfect symmetry. In the Edit Drawing Guide screen, you can press Options at the bottom right, and that lets you change how many lines of symmetry there will be, up to 8. You can also move the center point and rotation using the blue and green dots from before. If you tap on the dots, you can reset the drawing guide to the center. One thing that can be really interesting is rotational symmetry. If I draw an arrow pointing this way, Procreate flips and mirrors that against itself. If I go back into the Edit Drawing Guide view and turn on rotational symmetry in the symmetry options, then press Done, now if I draw an arrow, it's all pointing the same way. To show that contrast again, I'm going to turn rotational symmetry off and go back and do it again. And that is drawing guides in Procreate. In the next video, we'll be talking about animation in Procreate.